Welcome back. So the second aspect we are going to be looking at under coordinate geometry is on coordinate of the midpoint of a line segment. So coordinate of the midpoint of a line. And to do this, we are going to draw XY plane to draw a line. So we have XY plane. So we are going to draw XY plane. So the horizontal line is the x-axis, while the vertical one is the y-axis. Then you have a line. Let's have a line PQ. So a line PQ, P of coordinate x1, y1, and Q of coordinate s2, y2. Just like as we have it in where we had it in distance of a line, we are going to form a right angled triangle. So we form a right angled triangle. We form a right angled triangle. So we have this. Then we are looking for the coordinate of the midpoint. So let's assume the midpoint of the line PQ is point R of coordinate x, y. So we don't know x, we don't know y. So that's what we are looking for. Now we are going to trace this to the x-axis. So this will be our x1. This point will be our point x1. So this is point P of coordinate. So point P of coordinate x1, y1. Then we trace this to the y-axis, so which is y1. Then here is the s2, that is point Q, so coordinate s2, y2. So to the horizontal is the x2, while to the vertical line is y2. That is Q of coordinate s2, y2. So we have y2 here, y2 here. So the next thing to do is to locate, we've located point R, which is the coordinate of the midpoint. Then we now trace this to the x-axis. So we trace it to the horizontal line or to the x-axis. So we trace it to the x-axis. So this is point x. We don't know it. So it's unknown variable x. Then this is unknown variable y. Unknown variable y. So we have y here. So to now, okay, let's complete the labeling. We have angle 90 here. So let's call this A, B. Then we trace this. So we have CA. So the next thing to do is to look for the distance between P and A. So the distance between P and A will be x minus x1, that is from point x up to point x1. So x minus x1, then the distance between B and A is s2 minus x. So that is for the horizontal axis. Then for the vertical axis, that is from B to C, then C to Q. So B to C, we have y here. So this place is y, and this is y1. So the difference between them will be y minus y1. Then the next one is from C to Q. So the distance between them will be y2 minus y. So we are going to apply midpoint theorem. And the midpoint theorem states that, so by midpoint theorem. So the midpoint theorem here for horizontal axis, so we are going to have x, that is PA will be equal to AB. So the distance from P to A is equal to the distance from A to B. So we now have PA. PA is x minus x1, which is equal to AB, that is s2 minus x. So the next thing to do is to make x the subject of the formula by collecting the like terms. So we have x, so the transfer x to the other side will be plus x equals to transfer minus x1 to this side is going to be x1 plus x2. So x plus x is 2x, which is equals to x1 plus x2. So divide both sides by 2. So we have x equals x1 plus x2 all over 2. We can as well write it as x equals half into x1 plus x2. So that is the s coordinate of the main point. So we've gotten the x coordinate there. So to get the y coordinate, we are going to make use of the particle axis. So to get that by Midpoint theorem as well, so we can now say BC similarly, so by Midpoint theorem, so BC, line BC equals to line CQ. And what is line BC? That is y minus y1. So we have y minus y1 equals CQ is y2 minus y. So the next thing to do is to connect the like term. So we have y plus y equals y1. So transfer minus y to the other side. If you change to plus y, then plus y2. So we now have 2y equals y1 plus y2. So divide both sides by 2. So we have y equals y1 plus y2 all over 2. So which is the same thing as half into y1 plus y2. So therefore, the coordinate of the main point, the coordinate of the midpoint of PQ is R of coordinate x comma y, which is equals to bracket open x1 plus x2 over 2 comma y1 plus y2 all over 2. So this is the formula to calculate the coordinate of the main point of any given line. So of any given line. So we now have s1 plus s2 over 2 comma y1 plus y2 over 2. So we are going to move to the first example. So example 1 states that find the main point of s of coordinate minus 5 comma 4 and t of coordinate minus 3 comma minus 2. So since we are looking for the main point of line ST, so the main point we are going to have the s coordinate and the y coordinate. So the next thing to do is to write out the point x. So solution. So point S is of coordinate minus 5 comma 4. So which is s1 y1, and point T is of coordinate minus 3 comma minus 2. So which is s2 y2. So it means s1 is minus 5, y1 is 4, s2 is minus 3, y2 is minus 2. So the formula for the coordinate of the main point, so coordinate, therefore, the coordinate of the main point of ST is given as s1 plus s2 over 2 comma y1 plus y2 over 2. So which is equals to s1 is minus 5, so minus 5 plus s2, that's minus 3 all over 2 comma y1, that's 4 plus minus y2, that's minus 2 all over 2. Then you close the bracket, so which is equals to minus 5 plus times minus is minus, so minus 3 all over 2, comma 4 plus times minus, that's minus 2 all over 2. So which is equals to minus 5 minus 3, that's minus 8 over 2, comma 4 minus 2, that is 2 over 2. So the answer is now minus 4, comma 1. So the coordinate of the main point of point S of coordinate minus 5, comma 4 and T of coordinate minus 3, comma minus 2 is minus 4, comma 1. So that is that on example 1. So we now move to example 2. So question 2 says, if the main point of the line PQ is 2, comma 3, and the point P is of coordinate minus 2, comma 1, find the coordinate of the point Q. So to solve this type of question, we're given the coordinate of the main point. I mean, the main point is given as 2, comma 3, and the solution is this. So what is coordinate of the main point given? So we have coordinate of the main point, which is S, comma Y, equals what? The coordinate formula. The main point formula is S1 plus S2 over 2, comma Y1 plus Y2 all over 2. So if you look at the question, the main point is given as 2, comma 3. That is S, comma Y. So we have 2, comma 3, which is equals to, then here we have point P is of coordinate minus 2, comma 1. So we don't know the coordinate of Q. So you can just say let Q is of coordinate S2, Y2. So Q is of coordinate S2, Y2, and P is of coordinate minus 2, comma 1, which is X1, Y1. So from there, let's look for S2, Y2. So to get S2, Y2, we have X1 to be minus 2 plus S2, we don't know S2, all over 2, comma, Y1 is given as 1 plus Y2 all over 2. So here we are going to consider, we are going to compare the coordinate of the left hand side and the right hand side of the equality sign. So here we have S coordinate here, and here we have S coordinate. So you can now say, therefore, 2 is equals to minus 2 plus S2 all over 2, and the second side, that is the Y coordinate, 3 equals to 1 plus Y2 all over 2. So the next thing to do is to cross multiply and get the X2 and Y2. So if you cross multiply, we have minus 2 plus S2 equals to 2 times 2, that's 4. And the second side, that's 1 plus Y2 equals to 3 times 2, or 2 times 3, that's 6. So from there, make your S2 and Y2 the subject. So we have S2 equals to 4 plus 2, and Y2 equals 6 minus 1. Therefore, S2 equals 6, and Y2 equals 5. So therefore, the coordinate of the main point, the coordinate of Q, is, for S2 is S2, Y2. And what is X2? S2 is 6, and Y2 is 5. So the coordinate of point Q is 6, 5. So that is that on question number 2. So let me add one more question to this. So question number 3. Question number 3 states that if the main point of the line joining point P of coordinate N and Q of coordinate 1, 3 is R of coordinate 2, 4. Find the values of M and N. So in this question, if the main point of the line joining point P of coordinate this. So we are given the main point, but we don't know x1, y1. Because we have 2 points, the line is PQ, and we have coordinate of Q, but we don't have coordinate of P. But we are given the main point, so coordinate of the main point is given as 2, 4. Solution. So solution to question 3. If the main point of the line joining, so the main point is given, the main point is s, y, so which is given as s1 plus s2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So the coordinate of the main point is given to be xy, and is given as what? 2, 4, which is equals to, so s1 is not given, and y1 is not given. So our x1 is m, so we have m plus s2 is 1, that is 1, all over 2, then y1 is given as m plus y2 is 3, all over 2. So we now compare the coordinate of the bracket in the left and the right hand side. So just like example 2, so by comparing the coordinate, that is the s coordinate first, so we now have 2 equals to m plus 1 over 2. Therefore, m plus 1 over 2 equals 2. And so for y coordinate, we have n plus 3 over 2 equals, the coordinate here is what? 4. So we have over 1, then over 1. So you now cross multiply. So to cross multiply, we have 1 multiplied by m plus 1, that is m plus 1 equals 2 times 2, 4. And 1 multiplied by m plus 3, that's m plus 3, equals 2 times 4, 8. So we now have m equals 4 minus 1. So by collecting the like term, and n equals 8 minus 3. So we now have m equals 3 and n equals 5. So therefore, the point P, therefore, point P is of coordinates m, n, so which is equal to P of coordinates 3, 5. So that is that coordinate of the main point of the line. So we are going to stop here for now. So we'll meet next time. Thank you.